If you're not doing this in 2024, you might as well give up on learning Russian. Just kidding. Don't give up on learning Russian, but do pay attention to this video because what I'm about to show you will make it help you become fluent much faster in 2024 than you otherwise would. All right. So what should you do differently in 2024? Well, let me give you a short story, a short example about my life. It was the summer of 2016 and I had just come back from Russia for the first time and I was stoked. I really wanted to become fluent in Russian, but there was one big problem, and that was that I had just started my first full-time office job. So in between work, family, friends, sport, hobbies, cooking, cleaning, errands, I just found it very difficult to find the time to practice learning Russian. And this is something that I see with a lot of people. Like, you're full of motivation, you want to become fluent in Russian, but in between life, work, social obligations, it's difficult to get yourself to spend enough time to actually practice and to learn it. So what did I do? Well, because I was kind of forced to find time out of necessity, I started listening to audio lessons while commuting to and from work. So 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, that makes 40 minutes a day. So that's about 3 hours a week or 150 hours a year. And I'm just surprised why not everyone is doing this, because 150 hours a year or more or less, depending on how long your commute is or whether you have a commute at all, this will make such a huge difference for your Russian. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video about the 1100 hours to become fluent in Russian, and I showed you this graph. And it shows that just a small amount of hours compared to this 1100 will have a very big impact on how comfortable you're going to be in speaking Russian. And the great thing that I experienced while listening to these audio lessons was that I started learning Russian on autopilot. It didn't even feel like I had to put in effort to learn, because after a couple of weeks of doing this, it just became autopilot. And whenever I go out of the door in the morning, I'd just be putting on headphones, and I'd be listening and learning Russian. It just became second nature. That even if I just went for a regular walk or went to a supermarket, I also, out of habit, just put in my headphones and started practicing Russian. So how can you apply this to your own life? Well, it's really simple. Just take any audio course and start listening to it while you go to work. So in the morning, once you're getting ready, put on your headphones, start the audio lesson, commute to work. And once you get to work, pause it, take off your headphones. And when you leave again to go home, do the same thing. Put in headphones, continue the lesson where you left off. Then you come home, you pause it, and the next morning, you just continue again. Now, not everyone has a commute. So in that case, there are other opportunities that you can take, such as, for example, going for a walk, while working out, while walking your dog, or just while cleaning or doing errands. And two other options that I really enjoyed was whenever I would have any type of long travel. Either you're flying somewhere or you have some type of a road trip. Those are great times to have a long, uninterrupted stretch of time where you can just be listening to audio lessons. I sometimes jokingly think to myself how much languages I would know if I would have become a truck driver after university, because that would just allow me to listen to thousands of hours of language learning related materials while working. Okay, so does it matter which type of audio lessons you listen to? Yes, it does matter. While in theory, any type of Russian audio you listen to will be beneficial, I found that it's most effective if you're not just passively learning, but actually listening to something that requires you to interact with it, to reply. And if you're curious what I mean by this, check out the link in the description. There's an example audio lesson where this principle of active participation is being used so you can learn Russian. So why not try this tomorrow morning? When you get ready to go to work, to walk your dog, or go work out, just take the example audio lesson in the link below and just start listening to it. It's such a simple thing to do, which will become a habit quickly. And I promise you, if you do this entire year, you will surprise yourself with how well you're going to be speaking Russian by the end of 2024.